All right, so I tweeted the other day just about Bryce Young, and obviously every time I tweet anything, there's a lot of feedback on it, but thought I'd go in and break down a little bit of what I was talking about and take a look at his game. I think Bryce has made some incredible strides from his rookie year and obviously the benching, and he's come back and shown that he can make a lot of plays and he can win games and obviously get his team to the playoffs. All right, so let's dive in and let me show you some of the things that I'm seeing, some things that I like, some of the things that I think he could clean up. All right, so one of the biggest things that I talked about was just, his drop and his footwork in the pocket. So you're going to see as he drops back a lot of times, like see how close his feet are together here, as he gets to the top of the drop. Right? You see his feet. We like to have a wide base because we like to throw with the wide base because it allows us the ability to create power to start from the ground up and also to be ready. When our feet are together, we don't make a lot of throws, especially throws down the field with our feet together. We got to get our feet apart. And so it's all about getting to the top of his drop, getting into his feet, getting into his base, and being able to play powerful and ready from the pocket. Okay, so he comes back here, and again, you see the bouncing. But, I'm not really sure what this play is, if this is supposed to be a seam, because a lot of people will run, it's a play that I call hickey, just because it stands for a hitch and a stick, and then it's a seam by this, middle guy. Here, this middle guy starts to bend it, almost like he's running an in route, which, again, I'm not sure if he is. If he is, I'd love to see Bryce stay here and read this guy, kind of the high-low off of this guy, because there's a nice seam right there. If he's breaking in, if he is just running some sort of a seam and bending into the safety, then obviously we don't like it. They do a nice job of dropping the safety right into the wrap four on the backside. So it's a good job, if that isn't some sort of an in route there, to just kind of work through his progression, find his check down, get a positive play. Okay. So another thing to kind of watch for when you're watching quarterbacks is I want you to watch his back foot. And again, I know video's not, it's a long ways away, but here's what you notice. You kind of see that the weight of Bryce is on the up front part of his body. Right? So you see how his back leg is reaching out, his front leg is underneath him, which it shows you that the weight is on his front leg. Okay? What we really want when we're throwing a football is obviously our weight on our back leg, loaded up on our back leg so we can create power and then generate that through our front leg. So when our weight's on our front leg, we've got to move our back leg. And so I just want you to see how the back leg kind of bounces at the back of his drop. Bounce, bounce. Okay, and that little bounce, right, is trying to go from the power up front to get the power behind us and then be in a position to make these throws. So I would just love to see him get in those positions a little bit quicker or more efficiently at the top of his drop so he doesn't have to reset that back foot to get into a throwing position. Try to be there as much as possible. Now he tries to wrap this little seam right here. We get a Tampa 2 look. Mike linebacker goes there. We're trying to hit the seam on the backside. Yes, he has the OTB over the ball, which is another option. Mike linebacker bails out of there. We can just replace with the hook underneath it. As you can see down here, it's 3rd and long. So I'm sure Bryce was trying to get the first down here instead of just take the open one. But both ways to play it. Hey, play the play. Mike gets out of there, replace it with the OTB, and let him see if he can get the first down or get you into field goal range. Or you get exactly what you want with the seam on the backside. Try to wrap that seam in there around those defenders. Not easy, right? Because you got a guy underneath that's carrying. You got a safety over the top. Love to see. And again, we really just tell this guy to beat the safety, get across the safety's face, which he does right here. Maybe a little bit flatter is probably going to help this be a completion. I'm not saying he's wrong on his route because I think he does a nice job of bending and crossing the safety's face as you see right there. But maybe expected a little flatter angle. Maybe that was the problem there. But I like the read off the Mike linebacker. Boom, come back and rip that in there. Try to get a big completion. Something I think he does really well is throw on the run. You might ask, okay, why do certain guys throw better on the run? Well, when you're throwing on the run, it forces engagement of your core because you can't throw with your feet. Your feet are kind of out of the equation for the most part. So you've got to create the torque with your body. That is something that Bryce does well. Now, I want him to be able to bring his feet and add more power to it when he's in the pocket and when he can. But one of the reasons why he throws so well outside the pocket, and it looks even easier for him to throw on the move because, again, it's forcing the engagement of his core. In the pocket, when your feet are set, doesn't force as much engagement as much as we want that engagement, but it doesn't force the engagement. And so you need to and want to use your feet. And then when you're not using your feet to the full effect, sometimes the ball can hang and not come out of there exactly like you want it to. But on the run, really nice job right here. Come out, look at the flat. Maybe had a shot over the top at the corner. A lot of times we look flat here first, and then a lot of guys on naked bootlegs will go inside to the crosser to try to find that window. I always like to, if you get that, just peek up over the top just to see if there's a shot for it, because it doesn't come out very often, but every once in a while it does, and you don't want to miss it. So there's an opportunity for the corner right here. And again, it happens. A lot of quarterbacks will miss it as they're working through to the cross. Nice job here, getting his, and you watch right there. Can you see how he turns his shoulders right there? And again, that creates the torque, but he turns his shoulders to level up, to line up, right? So line up, so now his body is going this way at the throw instead of this way and trying to throw it across his body. He turns his shoulders and hips at the throw, boom. And look at his course. That's what I always like to say with quarterbacks is after you throw on the run, where does your body take you? And so if he was throwing on the run and his body weight was going this way, his body course would go that way. But he does a great job of turning and getting his body course to the target. So if he were to take 3 more steps after the throw, it's going to take him right to where the ball goes and where his target is because he's lined up perfectly. See it right there? See how his body just takes him and he's going straight down. And as he continues to take those 3 or 4 steps, where's he going? He's going right where the ball went. And that's the best way to be accurate and efficient with the ball is let your body lead you. Your body's where your power comes from. So the ball is going to go where your power goes. You get all your body going in one direction, ball's going to go there as well. Nice job here. Now they had all slants across the board, but I always talk about having a pressure plan here. Tampa's going to come with a pressure right here. We're just going to go with double slants. Okay, so you got the ability to take any one that you want. You can throw one of the inside slants if you want. Take the outside slants. The timing's the same. You should beat them all with the pressure. Nice job right here. Coming out, he just misses the throw right here. And so again, sometimes I think he rushes as he does this and turns his weight still. And again, it's hard to see it because I know the video is far away, but his weight's already up front. I'd like to see him stick that back foot, hold on that back foot, and then be able to create the power as opposed to his weight already getting up front and having to create the power up front. And it can miss, it can create misses like this on throws that I know Bryce can make in his sleep. What we're doing protection-wise here, right? We've got 6 guys up. I'm not sure why they don't just block this 6-on-6, and he's going right here. I'm not sure why somebody has to come free on this one, but it does. So he is in a hot situation, got to get it out, and just misses an opportunity right there. So a lot of this I know is harder to see on this type of tape, and because not up close. In terms of the camera, but I'm just telling you the things that I'm seeing when it comes to technique that I was saying that Bryce has done a lot of good things, But I think for him to take the step up, if he's going to show that he can be an elite quarterback, is he's got to be able to win with his feet and win with his timing, because he's not the most talented physical quarterback in the league. And please don't take that as a knock or saying he's not any good. I wasn't the most talented. I was limited physically with what I could do as well. So I'm not taking a shot at anybody else. I was one of these guys. And so I had to win with other things: timing, anticipation, footwork. Those all had to be good for me to win, because I couldn't win with a cannon arm or buying time and doing all that stuff. Okay, nice little read right here. It looks like they're trying to get a little stutter go here. Soft coverage by the corner. You don't like it. Back comes out here. Nice job working through his progressions right here and making a nice throw. Okay, pretty good balance here. I like how he comes to a balance here. A lot of times his feet will go kind of sideways, and so they go parallel to the line of scrimmage instead of facing forward to be able to make his throw. Here, nice job, lined up, easy little throw. Ball's on the money, right? Accuracy, body's lined up. Ball's going to be lined up a lot of the time. Okay, again, nice on the move. This is more of a fluid play because we come out, we look at the flat here, and then most guys will come to the backside from there. So it's not a solid front side read. You come out to peek. I don't have the flat. Now I want to get my eyes and feet to the backside. Here he gets his eyes there, and he just wants to drift. And again, I think sometimes he wants to drift because he's more comfortable, when he's moving and when he's engaging and throwing on the run. Nice little ball. Never has to overthrow it. Puts it right on the money for an easy touchdown. Really good play call right here, and I like the design. Tight end comes off almost like he's going to block here, which when teams are playing man-to-man, it's kind of what I call a block release. So he's going to block. These guys free up that are playing man. They lose sight of their guy, and then boom, he's able to come off of it. So you see it, right? His guy is kind of going there, sees him kind of block or what he's doing, starts to move this way. Boom, he's able to sneak by him, and there's the easy win right off the bat. Man-to-man coverage, easy touchdown. Okay, so here's what I'm talking about. See his feet? See, look at his feet. He's at the top of his drop here, and, he's in no position to throw whatsoever. Now, I get it. Tampa's bringing pressure here, and he's seeing the pressure, but we've got to be able to play the game and trust our guys to do their job, and I've got to do my job. And part of my job is to get the ball out on time. So to get back and get set so I'm ready to get rid of the football when I have to get rid of it. Okay, so Carolina's kind of running a version of what looks like a double post over combination. This tight end's going to go into the flat. So ultimately we can read the double post, but ultimately we're looking to get this high-low here with the over and the flat. Okay, so right there, and again, I know there's pressure that's there, but you see how he's already moving and going sideways. See where his feet are right here? And again, I don't know what throw he makes here. This over is going to be coming, but as I'm looking at this and the flat defender starting to fall here, the throw is probably going to be to this flat anyways. But you see, once again, just not set as he gets back to the top of his pocket, kind of bouncing around. Again, on the run, makes a really nice throw. Goes and finds that overthrow as he buys a little bit of time. Again, I love it right here. Boom. See how he turns his shoulders? Turns his shoulders to get himself going in this direction at his throw. And once again, makes another accurate throw on the run. So it's not as if he doesn't have the ability to make throws down the field and to get velocity on the ball. It's just with his smaller stature, you really have to engage the core. You got to engage your legs to be able to make these kinds of throws. Beautiful right here as he comes off the naked bootleg. They do a nice job. Vontae David scraping here, making himself, being able to kind of cut off the course for Bryce to get outside. And we've got this naked cross right here, and he does a great job of flipping his hips and just laying the ball out here, right? The ability to make different kinds of throws is so important. Look at this, up and over. I love it, right? We don't have to throw it 100 miles an hour. There's no need to throw it 100 miles. Can you throw the ball up and over? Can you put touch on the football? And he can, especially when he engages his core on the run. Beautiful up and over throw for a big play. All right, so again, it's about technique and timing. Okay, so we all saw this interception. And the ball is left inside and behind his receiver. But a big part of this play is the timing of the quarterback. So this is a timing throw, a hit and hold throw. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is we don't hitch on this throw. Okay, anything under 12 yards where we're running an out is going to be whatever our set is. We're going to hit the back foot and we're going to let it go off of holding off the back foot. We are not going to hitch on the throw. So you have to get your feet or your weight into your back feet. Back feet. How many back feet do we have? You have to get your weight into your back foot, and we've got to get our feet set correctly if we're going to make this throw. So Bryce comes back. Where is his weight? You can see it. Can you see him leaning forward, right? He's at this angle right here, which means his weight is on his front foot, which means he cannot throw the football. Can't throw the football until the weight gets on the back foot. So again, by his sets in the pocket, he's automatically going to be late to this semi route, this 12-yard out route, because he has to hitch. Watch, he's got to reset. Okay, so he's got to get back and quickly reset. Okay, it's a quick reset, but he's got to reset and shift his body weight from front to back to get this throw out, and the ball's late and behind. He's got to get back. We want to win fast with our feet, set on that back foot, and lay it out in front of our guy. But that weight up front and that little shift from weight there to there, okay, it goes from front to back to throw, is enough at this level to cause you to be late, behind, and an interception in this case. I know, doesn't look like much, but doesn't have to be much. Playing ready is one of the biggest things and most important things for a quarterback at the NFL level, is getting set as quick as possible, making sure your footwork is tied into different routes and not giving the defense any kind of an advantage. Okay, so here's another one. We got a hot situation here. Okay, I get it. We got a hot. This guy's free. We got to get it out here to this guy right here. And I got to find a way to be accurate with this throw. Now, I don't mind if he throws this without his feet, okay? Like throws it on the move. But you see right here, he's kind of caught in between because he never really gets his body going towards the target. So he doesn't really have his feet. His feet are set up over here. He can't really get at his target to make the throw. So he's trying to make this with all arm. And what happens? Try to make it with all arm and not great technique because you can't engage it. So what would you do, Kurt? What I would do is I would get out of here. First thing is you try to avoid the fake, but you may not be able to avoid the fake and not see the hot until afterwards. But I would fade this direction a little bit. Okay, I would bring my body in that direction a little bit because it helps me to get my power going towards the target, but it also helps me to have that second to engage my core because I'm getting my body in the right place. When his body stays where it's at and his feet are staying back in this direction, his power is going all over the place. And so now he's forced to try to engage his core, but most of the throw is going to come with his arm. And then accuracy and power, when you have to have accuracy and power with your arm, you're oftentimes going to miss. So just fade. A couple quick steps, a quick choppy steps in that direction to fade there and be able to make a good throw so we can pick up this third down. So again, I want you to watch the feet, okay? Watch the feet, all right? So over here, they've got a flat stick combination, and then they're gonna go like this, okay? So this is a pure progression play. Everybody's running it, and one of the things that I always tell you guys that I have a problem with pure progression is that it forces quarterbacks to work too fast, and so they miss opportunities. They miss opportunities like number one right here. That flat's number one. I mean, that's a gimme throw. This corner is way off. This corner's hips are turned inside. That's wide open, and it's his first read. He turns the sideline. He gets a nice little, gain right there. But Bryce is so worried about, 1, 2, 3, 4, getting through this that I don't know if he tokens at number 1 or even passes number 1 right now. Okay, so again, you see his feet. His feet are set where? Well, they're a little bit wonky, but they're more set here instead of coming out and getting your feet set. Get your feet set to number 1, right? Get set to be able to throw number 1, see number 1, and then go from there, getting through it really, really fast right here. Now it becomes kind of a mucked up play, not just because he misses number 1, but because they bring pressure, and the guy that's supposed to be over here running what a lot of people call an escort, or I call it a sled. It's a swing with a lead. That guy gets lost in protection. So once this guy's covered, then this guy's covered. You'd like to throw it to this guy over here, but that guy there is in protection, which again, it makes no sense to me. Like, why are we putting that guy in protection? Because he's the only throw over here, and this guy's coming over here to block. So we're wasting a guy. Just go ahead and make it a hot situation. So boom, 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 turn back here to these 5, okay? And then I'll be hot over here to anybody. I've got hot throws everywhere, but again, just, that's the other aspect of this thing is the protection part of it, and why we're sliding here to the front side. Now, we could be sliding to the front side just saying, okay, this is hot. Well, then Bryce has to get one of these out to this side if we want that to be our hot route is over to that weak side. So again, should be hitting the flat right here, tries to work all the way back through it. And again, his throw's not there, so it just becomes a throwaway. Okay, so I'm not really sure what the combination is here. Okay, so we're going to run down and run deep hook, and then over, and then an in. So this may be one of those combinations where we're trying to grab the backside guy and then get this deep throw up over the top. But really the read should always be, okay, is that we see the rotation, we see the safety out here. If this guy's open, just take him. Okay, just take him. So you got your window right there. Get back, get set, and take that guy. So even if the deep one ends up coming open, what we always say is, hey, if there is separation and these guys are deep right here, we may have to pass up on the deep one, but if this completion is there, we're going to take that 15, 18-yard completion every time. Like to see him, again, get back, and you see him kind of bouncing again, bouncing at the top here. I like his feet. His feet have a good distance apart. He's got a good base right there, but he's still up front with his weight and not ready to throw it. Get back, get into your back foot, get ready to rip this. You see these guys jump it, then you're ready to get up over the top. Not here, but again, great job when he gets on the move. Really, really good. Turning his shoulders, using his core, good accurate throws, good velocity on the run. Really good in that part of his game. So here's another one. All right, we're going to run a deep corner route here. I think an in route over here. So those should be the routes that he's timing his feet up with, right? He's getting back and getting set to be able to be ready to throw one of these deeper ones. And then you recover underneath to your checkdowns. But watch his feet, right? See, again, bouncing, right? These guys aren't even out of their route yet, and he's already throwing a check down. And again, he may end up throwing the check down anyways. It's not the point of what I'm talking about. What I want him to do is get back and get set and ready to rip these deep throws. And then you recover underneath. You can always recover underneath, but you got to be set and ready to throw it. He's back here, and again, just kind of bouncing around, whereas I think there's an opportunity to throw this in route. This corner route wins over here. Now, I can understand he sees outside leverage, wants to get off of that, no problem. Let's come back and read the high-low. Maybe he doesn't feel like he can make that in throw. I think he can with what I've seen him do with the up and over already. But a lot of this really comes back to being definitive with your feet and being set. Boom. Now, again, already coming out to the check down, and it may have been one of these situations, right? It's third and really long where he's just said, forget it. I'm just going to take a check down. I'm going to keep us in field goal range. I'm not going to take anything down the field, which, again, fine with the thought process, but I want to see the physical part of it at least come back and go, okay, I'm thinking check down, but I'm going to at least be set and ready to hit one of those deep ones because they might come open, right? There's nothing that says they won't come open and I can't pick up the first down within the structure of the play, so let's play the play. But I've got to get back and get ready to play and make these throws because I think he can make either one of those throws. I think he's got an opportunity to make either one if he's ready and he's thinking, let me at least get set and give it a peek. Okay, so here's another one right here, and again, you just kind of watch his feet, right? He's bouncing. He's never really set. This back foot, he's looking to to already take off. And now, again, we can say a lot of different things. Okay, they're in their own end zone, and maybe he feels a little bit. I get all that, but my point is that he's not going back and setting as if he's going to throw a double move. They run double moves here, okay? Are you a fan of the play or not? I don't know. From your own end zone, whatever. Sometimes it's great because these guys like to squat because they think you're going to have to get the ball out quick. So sometimes it's great. Obviously, you have to have protection, but as a quarterback, get back, get set, give it a peek, and you got to have your footwork tied to the routes. You can't be set way too quick and bouncing back there because you'll never hang in there and make the throw. You got to take your time on your drop. Hopefully, let them push these guys by and you can step up and make a throw. But once again, the footwork isn't conducive. Like, he's got a shot. He's got a shot at either one of these guys. Whether he has time to do that or not, I don't know, but he's got a shot to do it. Now, again, we can say a lot of different things. Okay, he didn't like it. He didn't want to take a shot. He was looking at the pressure because he's in his own end zone. Okay, no problem. That's why his feet are what they are. We can say that, but my point is I'm showing you time and time again where his footwork is hurting him from having opportunities. Whether he takes the opportunities or not is a whole different story based on all the elements we're looking at here. But you got to play ready. You got to be ready. You got to drop back and set with the idea that I have to be ready to rip one of these double moves out here because we might have a shot. We might get a 95-yard touchdown here because they're squatting. Okay, so here it again. Look at this footwork. Look where his feet are right here. Okay, he's hitting the ground as his set, and his feet are aimed in this direction. They're close together. He's bouncing all over. You can see his weight up front. I mean, a whole bunch of different things going on with his drop. Okay, now he's bouncing, and the question is he ready? Because they're going to run a quick little in route right here, okay, and then they've got this flat route here. And I don't know if he's going to throw the in here or not. There is a window that opens up right here about the numbers, just inside the numbers, but you got to be ready to throw it. He is bouncing right here. And now he throws this out here, and I'm not saying that's the wrong read here because they get outside leverage on the linebacker, but there's the window, right? There's the window between those two linebackers. This guy's taken off to run, to throw this wrap route. If he wants it, there's the window. Got to be ready to throw it. He's back there bouncing with his feet together, right? He's bouncing. He's on his toes with his feet together right here, and he needs to be reading number 0 right here. And if this guy's moving, he needs to be able to rip that football right now. Not set and ready to do that. So he's forced that he's going to be late if he's going to throw the wrap. So he's forced to throw the out. Out again. Could be the right decision because 0 could be in the way right here. Got no problem with that, right? I see exactly why you throw the out route here. Not the point of what I'm trying to say is that I need him ready. I need your feet balanced right? Like we talked about before, feet outside the shoulders, set and lined up, ready to throw this, and then you can recover to that one. But this isn't the technique, feet together, bouncing, aimed at the sideline, that's going to get that done, and you're going to miss opportunities like this. Little opportunities like this, little windows like this that are difference-making type throws, you're going to miss those if your technique isn't the proper technique. Okay, so everybody saw this. This becomes the OPI that nobody really agrees with and nobody really understands why this is OPI. He's just kind of throwing him off. But this comes back to that Hickey play that we saw earlier. I always like to read it out here. Hitch to stick if you're coming to this side, which he actually does. Not sure what happens here, right? And one of the issues that we've seen a couple times is understanding kind of the whole read. And you see, I think, his eyes are going right here to the stick. And a lot of people do this. A lot of quarterbacks do this. It just isn't Bryce, that they kind of guess where they think is going to be open. And so they go right to that read. I think that happened on the pure progression. He went right to the stick. He missed the flat because the flat should be the first read. I say the same thing on Hickey. We should read this outside in, and we should read it off of an outside linebacker. If he pushes to take it away, we recover inside to the stick route from there. But read the hitch first. He reads the hitch first. There's the throw. He's got it wide open, easy to the outside. He goes with the stick. They do a nice job of covering it. Really well done in coming back. And again, his feet go sideways, and he's comfortable this way. And I think that's part of why you see that all the time in the pocket. The problem is he can make these kind of throws when we're off schedule, because there's no particular timing that you have to hit the tight window like the last play we were looking at. But in the pocket, you got to be ready because those tight windows come and go. Here, now he can buy a little bit of time, and whenever he gets ready and he can engage his core, and he makes a really good throw right here for a big play on the move without his feet. But that's the difference between playing inside the pocket, playing with timing and rhythm and anticipation, versus playing off schedule. Love this right here. Okay, so I want you to watch his feet here. Boom. Okay, flips his hips, bang. Flips his hips, gets set, weight is into the back foot. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about by hitting and holding. Okay, it's a timing throw where he gets his weight into the back foot, his front foot is up in the air, and now he drives and creates his power with his back foot. Perfect throw, right on the money. Flips his hips, right? Weight is into the back foot. Okay, and now I'm right into the throw. We lead everything. Great ball. Firm in the pocket. Quick set with his feet. Good balance. Weight loaded up on the back foot. Going to give you a chance to succeed. And Bryce obviously has shown the ability to be accurate, but you bring everything with you and it only increases your efficiency. Love this right here. Love this. Okay, I'm not really sure the entirety of the concept here. We're going to run a stop route, and we're going to run a corner route type thing, 4 yards over the top of it. Really have no idea what they're doing here. But Bryce comes out and realizes, okay, there's not a whole lot there for me with the way that they're playing it or how it's run or whatever. I mean, a lot of teams will run kind of a 5-yard hitch and a corner over the top. But as we run this, you'll see the spacing by these two guys. I mean, it's really tight spacing. No chance to really throw that corner with these guys underneath it. Does a great job of quickly recognizing that, getting backside, flipping his hips, and I love it. He flips his hips again, gets his weight into his back foot, and allows the back foot to drive this throw. Well done. Get your feet set, get lined up. Ball goes where your feet are lined up. Really nice read and play there. Okay, so again, the feet. See the reach? See the reach with the back foot? Okay, so reach with the back foot. He's not set and able to throw. Okay, they're going to run an inside poco here, so a post and a corner, and then they're going to have T-Mac run kind of a slice or an under here. Okay, he gets the corner to pull here, and so this is the corner throw that he wants, and I'd like to see him make it from inside the pocket. But you see the positioning already, reaching the back foot, kind of has to reset that to be able to throw. I'd love to see him just kind of hold and work that pocket a little bit, because if he's reading this out and sees this guy chase, he knows this one is coming. But again, more comfortable on the move. Let me get on the move a little bit, and a great throw. A great job of being able to torque his body there. I just don't think he needs to do all this moving, and a lot of it would be get back, get set, let them push these guys by, hard step up in the pocket, be set, and then deliver this throw. But still makes the throw, still gets to the right guy. Just think so much of these things become so much harder because not playing on time and not playing with the proper technique in the pocket. Okay. Again, he's got the ability to make some throws down the field. All right, so they're going to fake the pressure right here. Okay, he drops. Okay, not bad with the set right here. But the biggest thing, again, is to be able to create that power going forward. Okay, so he gets this ball out there and we get a completion. But if he's able to get into that back foot and truly torque, and it's not easy because he's got pressure there. It's got to be a quick set, and then we got to transfer that weight hard with power, but we got to be able to do it off of our back foot. That's where we're going to create it. It's going to be harder to create it kind of falling backwards with just our core. Now he gets the ball out there, but you see the ball hangs a little bit short. He gets it out there. We got a touchdown if he can lay it out there. And again, a lot of it is just technique and not easy, right? These both guys are coming. Most guys are going to be falling away throwing this, but it's a quick set and transfer that weight quickly from that back foot to try to get the power out there, right? I'm not really worried about this one as much as he's feeling that pressure and he's got to fall away and make the throw. It's a good job on the read and being able to get it out there for the big play. And then we'll end on this touchdown throw, end on some really good ones here. Boom, I like it. So again, you're going to see the back foot kind of bounce a lot. But what I like is that at least this time, feet and base. You see the feet and base right there outside of his shoulders. He's got the base. He's set. He's aimed and ready to make his throw. He's on time. Little quick hitch. Puts the ball out there. Enough velocity. Great accuracy. Body lined up. Technique strong. And it leads to a strong throw. So that's what I'm talking about, is that I think there's a lot of good things for Bryce to build off of what he's done the last few years. Has to clean up the technique and be more on time and be able to play through some of his physical limitations, which again is not a knock. There are certain guys that are physically more talented than other guys. It's just facts. Just like I said, it was facts for me, and I had to learn how to use my limitations with the best means possible so that I could be successful. And that's what I think Bryce needs to work on so he can do the same thing.